Hi everybody, and hi, I'm back with a video I haven't uploaded yesterday, but I am back, and today we have a special video. Sorry, but I will be, I'll stay safe. Well, I will be listing the presidents, cause, hi there, I'm Wonderful. I always wanted to make a video. I wanted that to be my first video, but I just forgot about it. So now I have nothing to really do, so I'm just gonna be making the prediction as I talk about the president. But it will also be listing one failure and or accomplishment for each president, and it's not going to be some of those basic ones. It's just going to be something where you guys could learn something. So yeah, and I'm gonna be doing it Trump versus Inslee. In the meanwhile, no. Uh uh it's the blue color. Okay, good. So now let's get back in. So the first president we know is George Washington, and something that some people might not know is that he was the commander for the Whiskey Rebellion, to put down the Whiskey Rebellion, which is a rebellion because of the tax on whiskey. So, yeah, that was something. Then we have John Adams, who was notorious for the XYZ affair, better known as the Quasi War. If for some reason my map isn't working, that's not good. I'll go to 270. Yep, 2020 electoral map. And hopefully Inslee is here. Okay, let's just do Hickenlooper. So yeah, we have him which the XYZ affair or the Quasi War was a war between France and the United States. So yeah, he was he was not a pretty good president. But Thomas Jefferson, he did a bunch of good stuff. He's probably one of my favorite presidents for the stuff that he did over the years. But he did have a big failure. He had the Embargo Act, and that was an act that embargoed the United States and Great Britain so we could stay neutral during the war, which was kind of stupid because that just led to a recession. So his first term was pretty good with all the Lewis and Clark stuff, but then the second term was ruined by the Embargo Act. So it was a mixed presidency. So yeah, the fourth president, James Madison, he was a diplomat and he ended the war in 1812. He helped with, sorry. I'm talking about James Monroe, but I didn't get to James Monroe yet. But James Madison, he got us into the War of 1812. Most of you guys know that. But James Monroe got us out of it, and he was also popular for him signing the Missouri Compromise, which was a compromise on slaves. It sounds kind of weird that we would have a compromise on slaves, but it was good to stop a civil war. But obviously, I wouldn't support it. But that was a different time, so you know. But the sixth president, John Quincy Adams, signed the Adams-onis Treaty, which straightened out the border from the Lewis and Clark expedition to make it look more professional. So yeah, that was a good thing from his presidency. And then we have Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson was really, he had a lot of failures and success, one of his failures was the petticoat affair, where uh, one one of the cabinet wives, Mary, didn't officially divorce a man before she married the man in the cabinet, so the women didn't socialize with her. And like Jackson could relate with his wife Rachel, so he told his cabinet members to tell their wives to do it. But then the wives didn't listen, so there was a 2-year standoff. And then Jackson asked his cabinet members to resign. So that was really not good. But the 8th president, Martin Van Buren, he was really bad. He led us into the recession of, well, it was called the Panic of 1837, and he led us into it, and after that, it slowly recovered, but went down in the Panic of 1840, or the recession. So yeah, he was filled with recessions, and he also uh, did many other bad stuff. It makes sense that William Henry Harrison won the next election. William Henry Harrison died after a month, so he didn't really have anything good that he did, but he did give the longest inaugural address for any president, and I think it was over 2 hours. So yeah, I'll just reset this map and do someone else like Biden and Trump. So okay, so the next president was John Tyler, and basically John Tyler was very unpopular with Whigs. The Whigs wanted a new charter for the bank that Jackson had killed, but Tyler refused, and after he vetoed it a second time, he was kicked out from the party. So he was partyless for a time. That was really sad, I guess. But yeah, we have the next president after that, James K. Polk, who is one of my favorite presidents, and I really liked him. He was a good president. He did expand the treasury. He got land from the Mexican-American War, and he did a bunch of other stuff that could be listed, but I want to move on. So now we have, after James K. Polk, we have Millard Fillmore, and well, no, sorry, we have Zachary Taylor, and Zachary Taylor is not the best president. He was not very good, but he did die from after a 4th of July party. But then we have Millard Fillmore, who is really boring, and like you really couldn't, you didn't understand him. But he did do something bad. He signed into law the I can't talk today. Fugitive Slave Act, and the Fugitive Slave Act said that like every slave had to be returned to their owner and stuff like that. That was stupid. Like really, who does that? So that was kind of dumb. And then we have Franklin Pierce. I really hate Franklin Pierce. He was one of those presidents who is bad, and like you don't really need any evidence. Everybody can universally agree that he's bad. But like really, he was horrible. So he did sign the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which lets Kansas and Nebraska vote on having slavery or not, which was a concession and really bad for Franklin Pierce. So yeah, he really did bad. But then we have James Buchanan, and he just did even worse. He did nothing. That's why he was bad. He only had one job, and that was to like stop us from going to war. But South Carolina seceded, the Confederate States came into place, and James Buchanan was a horrible president. So, yeah, we have a bunch more. But Abraham Lincoln, everybody knows that he freed the slaves, but he did end polygamy. Wow. You guys think about it? We had polygamy in the United States until 1863. That was kind of weird, but Abraham Lincoln was able to end polygamy, and that was great. So, yeah. I have hard times with remembering the list of the with the post Reconstruction era presidents. But Andrew Johnson, sorry, is next, and this is a pretty long video, but he was one of those constitutionalists, but he didn't do anything good. But over him, the 13th Amendment was signed and all that, but it really wasn't him that did it. It was more of the radical Republicans of the time. So, yeah, Ulysses S. Grant, helped with the anti-KKK, fights and stuff. He helped stop the KKK, so which is horrible, but it's sadly still here. And then we have the last Reconstruction president, who I always get mixed up with James Garfield or Rutherford B. Hayes. Like, those two are the only ones that, like, well, there might be another one, but like these two I always mix up. And I'm just gonna have to guess here. I have a 50% chance of getting this correct. So after this, Rutherford B. Hayes. Uh, I'm not gonna Google this. I really want to Google this right now, but I'm not. I'm gonna need to make out which one it is. But I'm sorry, because I usually do know, but it is morning right now, early morning. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Rutherford B. Hayes that was shot and killed. And yeah, I think Graham Bell was a surgeon, so that was kind of cool, but really nothing else. We also have James Garfield, who is the third vice president to succeed office in an assassination. Nothing really big. And then after that, we finally get to Chester. Well, no, guys. I just remembered everything that I said from here is false. Rutherford B. Hayes was not shot. He served all of his term, and James Garfield became president, and he died in office, and Chester Arthur came into the office. So I'm gonna have to make a disclaimer for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, because I don't want to go anymore. I'll do a part 2 to this later, because this is already 14 minutes. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.